very large scores that you guys have had to chase, you've come just short and then quite far short. What do you think is happening in the chases?
Well, I don't think that it's so much the chases. I think today, when you chase a score like that, you have to give it a crack. I think we're probably chasing 30 too many each innings, which is probably putting our batters under pressure. You can't ask them to go and chase 220 every game. Teams have played well against us. We've been a little bit short in our execution with the ball, but, they're good players in that dressing room, and we only played 2 games this comp, with one being rained out. So it's been a bit of stop-start affair for us, and we just got to get back to the drawing board, take a long look at ourselves, and it's a quick turnaround to our next game. So we can't linger too long on this. We've got to move forward quickly.
And just on KG, we saw him come back, and the first couple of games looked really good. What's he been like, and sort of how's he managed the injury and comeback?
No, he's fine. He's been very professional behind the scenes, trying to make sure he could have come back. He was probably good to go last game, but we felt just one more game just to make sure that he's in the best possible mental space to trust his body. So he's done everything possible. He hasn't played in about 13, 14 weeks, and to see him bowl like that and lead the attack, was really something special when you see KG running in at Newlands.
Robbie, these games come so thick and fast in this competition. I think a couple of people are getting nervous. Is this the MI from the first 2 seasons, or is it going to be last season?
I hope not. I think there's more than one way to get to the playoffs. We saw Sunrisers last year lose their first 3 games with a bonus point. These tournaments, we see that the bottom team can be the top team with a bonus point. That's how tight games are. They're match winners on each team. If most of your match winners fire on a night, you could win with a bonus point. So, no, not really. It's just we need to probably start getting out of the traps pretty soon just to get a little bit of momentum into our game.
Ravi, when you look through your bowling lineup, you've got international stars. In the previous game, it was perhaps Tristan Dix was the only international star not in your bowling lineup. Today, the team was stacked. Just what is going wrong in the bowling department to be conceding so much?
I think it's hard to put your finger on it. I think the opposition have played well and put us under pressure, and we haven't probably responded as well as we should. Some of those guys have played a lot of cricket. Guys like Corbin Bosch have come from 13 weeks away in Pakistan and India. It's not through lack of preparation or hard work or behind the scenes. I think our bowling coach, Mitch McClanahan, is one of the best in the world, in terms of short format cricket. So everything is at the player's disposal. At the end of the day, you got to go out and execute as a player, and that's what it ultimately comes down to, is your ability to execute under pressure and follow a game plan, and hopefully, that can stand you in good stead across 40 overs.
Robbie, sorry about the result today. Just a bit of a frustrating beginning to the tournament for you guys so far, with washout included. Do you obviously see these next 2 games as the perfect games to try and turn it around in?
Well, I think we try and win every game. I think it's, it has been a bit frustrating. We played one game, gone to Durban, rained out, 2 days off back here, not at our best. So it has been a bit frustrating, but that's no excuse. These guys do this for a living year in, year out. They go across tournaments and perform for their various teams across the globe. So, we just got to sharpen up more mentally and up our execution rate, I think. In all facets, we all got to look at ourselves at the end of the day. That's what you do when you're a team. I think it's not only pointing fingers at one department. I think we all got to look at each other within the group and see how we can turn it around quickly. We've only played 2 games. We still have another 7 left. We've shown that there are guys in the dressing room that have won this competition before and have experienced pain. So it's just a different journey this year. And, there are a lot of guys there that'll be hurting after tonight's result. They want to win all their games at Newlands and make the fans, smile when they leave. So that's just another opportunity next game to put it right.
Coach, Rashid Khan has played 2 matches still with no wicket. Is that probably based on, I would say, the opposition probably planning for him?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's very difficult. There seems to be a platform every time Rashid comes onto bowl, which when the team has a partnership and a platform, they don't really need to take as much risk of him. So, we may have to rethink where we use him, in the bowling lineup, which overs he bowls. maybe bring him into the attack a little bit sooner. So these are all things we'll discuss behind the scenes and brainstorm quickly before our next game. So I wouldn't worry too much. He's a world-class performer. He's the leader within that dressing room. So he'll be back pretty soon, I'm pretty sure, in this competition in the wickets column.
Robbie, just back on KG. You said he's now trusting his body again, but just from this point moving forward, is it workload management or because the game comes thick and fast, do you speak with the South African management also to just manage his workload?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's our duty of care to KG. He's just a world-class performer and he's someone we value highly within our dressing room. So we have a great medical team here at MI. The recovery process that the players follow is pretty rigorous. So he's got the best people behind him to make sure that he gets through this tournament. So you won't have to worry about that. It's just about him resting up when he needs to. And he's experienced enough to know when his body needs to have recovery, when he needs to rest, when he needs to bowl. And he's managed that beautifully over the last 2 weeks in the background. So, yeah, we'll manage him. But we need him to play. So we look after him as much as we can in the background.
Robbie, just a quick word on Jason Smith. Didn't really see him with the ball in hand tonight. Will we see him bowl at any stage?
Yeah, Jason's come back from injury at a calf strain. He's building his loads up slowly in the background. So we'll most likely see him probably mid to the back end of the competition. So, but the work has been done behind the scenes. So we'll probably need 1 or 2 overs from Jason going forward.
Robbie, you've mentioned that you've got to go back to the drawing board as well. Are there maybe fringe players that you would be looking at?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got that far. I think the loss is still pretty fresh. I think we just need to sort of brainstorm a little bit when we wake up tomorrow. I know some guys will probably, it's New Year's Eve, so I'm pretty sure I have a responsible management staff that will come in pretty early tomorrow and put in the work like they always do. So, but we haven't got that far yet. But we have a great squad and we have great players that are sitting on the bench that can have impacts, and it's something you can have a look at. But that's why in the auctions you try and recruit well. So you have a lot of bases covered in case of loss of form or anything really that could come up.
Ravi, Jim Ball's sort of known for his breakthroughs at the start. He hasn't gotten any of those breakthroughs so far in the early stages of this tournament. Is that sort of a concern? And also, following up on that, he's someone who plays a lot of tournaments, and you spoke as well about KG's getting back, and just how do you sort of, as a squad, navigate these bowlers' different workloads and how much each bowler needs to work in the nets and in the games? How do you sort of...
I mean, Trent does his work. He comes into a tournament. He's a professional. He does this for a living all around the world. So, yes, he hasn't got the wickets, but the first game, he went past Devon Conway's bat, nicked it through the slips, and that's the fortune you need sometimes in T20 cricket. Some teams are having that go their way at the moment, and, we're not quite getting that little bit of rub of the green that sometimes you need. But that could change in a game or two, and then all of a sudden Trent, takes a couple of wickets up front and he's away in the competition. Last year he also started the competition a little bit slowly, and he was magnificent in the final for us. So I'm not worried about Trent. He knows how to take wickets, and when the time's right, he'll step up to the plate.
Robbie, if it was up to you and you were deciding the T20 World Cup squad, would you pick Quinton de Kock or Ryan Richardson, or find space for both?
Both of them. They're both quality players, I don't think you need one or the other. I think if there's space for both, why not? Ryan plays spin well. He plays in the IPL. There's no reason why you can't play both. But I'm not the selector, so that's not my job.